Hi, welcome back to Leslie Crafts. Today is another sort of craft along with a bit of a tutorial. These are all over Facebook and YouTube, so it's not new. This is a good little project for craft fairs. You can even send them into swaps if you wanted to. Little treats for kids' parties. All sorts. So these are a couple I have finished. I have got more, but they're not finished with embellishments and stuff like that. So these are just using different papers and different ephemera kits I have either made myself or I have got. So these are the ones we're working on with today, which is the mermaid kit. I've got so much out of this, of my scraps. I'm so I can't believe how much I have physically got out of using what I get left over when I make a kit. So what you need is, I have got the measurements here. What you need is a scoreboard and a cutter. So what you need is some, and I have got one here just to finish off. Well, I've got some just to finish off cutting, so you can see. So first of all, you need your main like papers, and these are cut at 2.5 by the length of your paper. So if you're using 12 by 12, do 12 by 12. If you're doing A4, cut off your borders and just do that. You are going to have overlap anyway. So that is your base colour. Now these I've already cut, and these are 4.5 by 3, and you want to score these at 3/4 of an inch all the way around, all four sides. And this is the best way of doing it, is in one bulk go, especially if you're making a lot. What I have been doing is I've been doing stuff for craft fairs, which, you know, it might sound mad starting them in January, but trust me, you really don't want to be sorting stuff out come November, December for your craft fairs. Okay, so that's your 2 bits and pieces. So you also want some strips of paper, and these are 1/4 of an inch by 11. Again, just use your full sheet of paper, and then thing. All I've added just to make this a little bit different is my thin washi tape I have had left over from the kits. Not every single piece has got washi tape on, so I'm just going to show you how to do it. And I have misplaced some of my strips. No, over here. They're hiding underneath. They're hiding. Okay. So again, you just want to get, I just find if you prepare everything, then you can just pick up stuff and then you can just go on with it. Especially if you're doing a lot in one go, like what we're going to be doing today. So your strips, you just want some tape. I've got my dressing gown on because it's absolutely freezing in here. So, and I've got the heating on. So this is, I want to say 1/4 of an inch tape. And we are going to do all of them, even though I don't think I need all of them now. Because I can use these in other projects as leftovers and stuff like that. So I am really now getting down to the stage where I haven't got very much ephemera left, which is great. Yes, I can print more off, but I don't really want to do that. But I do have sequins left, and I've got my own collection of stamps and things like that which I can still use. So, and then I found 2 lots of these washi tapes. So you just turn them over so the tape side is obviously on the bottom. Like I said in my other videos, you know, don't worry you've got 2 or 3 the same, because you never know what people are looking for. If it's anything like my kids, my 2 boys, when they were younger, we got stuff the same because the amount of infighting on stuff was unbelievable. Even now, and they're 12 and 14. So I sometimes still buy them, especially Christmas. I tend to buy them for the same thing. Not because I'm mean, it's just helps my ears. So, and this is a good way of getting rid of that washi, you know, those little bits of washi tape you have lying around. So hopefully you can hear me above the rain. So this, I love the saying on this, and I will tell you what it says when I've just finished. The only problem is you've sort of got to work with it upside down because it goes left to right instead of right to left. So if you're left-handed, great. If you're right-handed, you just go work with it upside down, which is not an issue. There we go. And this one says, she breathes of the ocean. And I just think that's a really nice saying. And the next thing you need is your handles. Okay. I am using 2 bits of card for this because this card is quite a little bit thinner. So, and what you do is you punch your smaller hole first, and then I take my other one and I try and line up the middle the best I can. With this you need 4 handles on this, so you need a lot if you are doing 10 bags. So obviously you need 40 of these. So I've done them in this colour, and I've also done them in this colour here. So that is all, you know, if you want to be, you know, you can keep that. I have got a little pile of more scraps. Okay. Keep hold of these circles because we will be doing something with them, maybe not with this kit, or if I do with this kit I might show you with another kit what I do with the circles, because I will be making more bags in different styles. I've also just started doing, I've got my my things prepared, well, as prepared as I can get these done. So these here are going to be this style bag here. So I've hot glued this onto here. Oops, escapee. And then on the other side I dug out my little brass anchors, and I've just stuck them down just so there were less drying time really. So that just goes onto one side, and I'm just keeping these little scraps that come off, and there is all my handles. So I should have enough for all my bags, I hope. So let's start making these, and then we'll see how far we get along. So it is a lousy day today. I have got one off school, and then I have got another one in school even though he didn't want to go today. So okay, with these I I recommend you do these first, so because you need your wet glue and you needs a little bit of drying time. So I just get all these prepared in one go. Just to help, really. You know, the more prep you do, if you do the same action in one go, you're more likely to get lots of projects done in one go. If you do it once at a time, you're not going to get a lot done. And if you're working on one thing for one project, you might as well do a couple of them and keep them back just in case either that swap comes up, or you know, you want that bag really sells, things like that. So that is one thing I would recommend. But you've got everything there out anyway, so it's not like you're having to go back and, you know, finish it off with your, you know, so I know this might be boring, but it is sort of a craft with me with a demonstration. So what I might do is, after this, I'll put a couple of these together and then I'll put one bag fully together, and then you can see how long it takes me to do the rest of the bags. I am just shoving everything onto the floor because my floor needs a good clean, well, good sweep, and I just haven't had time. I haven't got around to doing it. I don't think that one is long enough. I might just check that, because I might just have to do that one again. And also, this is a good way of spotting any imperfections before you go off and, you know, if you've still got your stuff out, you can, you know, sort it beforehand. So I do have my hot glue gun on the way. No, for some reason I hadn't scored it enough, which is not a problem. You just go down for the more. And because it's all getting hidden, like I say, it, you know, it is fine. So here you go. So that's all of it done. I am literally now just going to fold up all the score lines and try and keep in frame. So I hope you are all well. I think what I have done is I've mixed around with these videos, so it's not always the same kit I'm using. But it would have been the same kit I would have been using at that time. It's just so you don't get bored of me showing you. So that is all folded. Like I say, I'm just going to do a couple, well, to be honest with you, the tutorial is so, you know, quick. Now I do a couple of these at a time, just to let my glue go tacky. This is just normal PVA glue. And then you just literally fold it up. Now in here you can put sweets. You can put whatever you want in. You can have a bag of sweets in here. I would normally just put in sweets or something small, you know. Just trying to think what else. I'm sure when it comes to actually filling them, if I do fill them, I might do half and half actually. I might fill some of them up, and then I might just leave some empty, so they can, go home and fill them up themselves. So, and obviously if you fill them up, don't forget to charge for them. Now for each individual bag, I would charge about £2 for them. And if I was filling them up, then depending on what I filled them up with and what I got from them, then anything up to a £4.50. But like I say, it really depends on your area of what you're going for. Some areas are more affluent than others, so obviously you can charge a little bit more. Some areas aren't. Where I am, it is a very diverse place. I live in commuter belt for Bath and Bristol, but when I do craft fairs, or when I used to do craft fairs, some people had the money there, some people, paid, and and I did do very well. I must admit, I did on some of my craft fairs. I've done extremely well. But then all the bitching started, and my heart wasn't in it anymore, but I still enjoy the crafting. So like I say, I am thinking of doing them. I used to do wells, and I might go back and do wells. It is more expensive in there, but the footfall of going through wells is a lot bigger, and also if you're hitting on the right one, you can do very well with it. And it all to do with how you present them on your table as well. You want to add interest to your table, so you want to add height. If you've got hanging items, you want to make sure that they are prominent, and you want to make sure your pricing is clear. There's nothing worse than having to repeat the same answer 100 times, or if you're a customer, ask how much things are, because it just puts people off. So yeah, it really is like a pain. That's my heating gone off, but never mind. Right, so that's all my little boxes done. So we're just going to put them to one side just to make sure that they are here. Now you want to bring in your big pieces of paper and you want to start putting your double-sided tape on them. So I used 1/4 of an inch, and then, was it an 1/8 or another smaller one, and then literally you just want to put this tape on the bottom edge. If you've got a directional pattern, make sure your pattern is the way you want it for your bags. There's nothing worse than putting your bag together than realising that your pattern's upside down. This paper here, all my papers here, don't have a real direction, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. So these are really quick to put together. And if you do them in step by step, then they're even quicker. Then doing one, then starting again, doing another one. So with stuff like this, I wouldn't do any more than 10 at a time, purely because if you're like me, you'll get bored. So you want to get your other double-sided tape, and you want to put it onto one end. You will do it on another one, but until you get to that stage, just helps the paper then stick. So that is that one. So it doesn't matter which end you do it, just make sure that it is at one end. For storing these bags, I would store them separately in a tub, so you've got all bags together, so we don't get crushed by anything else. Then obviously, you know, do a inventory, and then do one when you come back from your craft fairs. That means you know exactly how much you've sold, because trying to keep tally sometimes, if you're really busy, it just doesn't work. Okay, so that is step 2. Right, just bear with me, I'm just going to take off my heater, but I'm going to make sure my glue gun's back on. So there you go. So if we bring in these boxes, and then what you want to do is you want to take off the double-sided tape, and then you want to start with this bit here, like in the centre, and then you just want to carefully line it up on the bottom, just carefully. And then when you get round, you just want to eyeball it and then cut some of it off. Now you can keep these little bits, but I'm not. And this is where your second little strip of tape comes in handy. Because obviously your first strip won't necessarily close the gap. And then you just want to literally pull them both over and make them, you know, and then just get your hand in there. If you've got your bone folder, deal with your bone folder, but you just want to make sure that it's all in there. And then that's the base of the bag done. So we're going to do that to all of them. So about halfway round, and then if you've got any tape on the edge, just push that up and it will catch. So you just want to go around as far to your edge as you can go. And then you just want to come in and chop some of it off. And then you want to just take your tape off and then just add some more tape. You can do with a smaller piece of paper, but you know, you would have to try and measure. You can do this as a bigger bag. There is tutorials out there for bigger bags, which I've seen. You know, so, but I think these are a great little size. And this tape here, I think it's from Hobbycraft, and as soon as it sticks. So you just want to bear that in mind if you've got a really strong adhesive tape. Yes, I know that I'm wasting paper, but honestly, if you've seen the amount of scraps I have, even I can't keep them all. There we go. And that little bit of the bottom where it's like sort of coming up, we'll be covering that up anyway. So don't be afraid to, you know, try these. Just do one to begin with, if you just want to try it out before you mass produce them. Have a think about your area, see if one they would sell in your area. Not everything I do will sell in your specific area, or you might not like what I do, which is absolutely totally fine. You know, you have to do you. You can't, you know, you can follow the tutorial and, you know, and everything else and go, yeah, I really like that, but I want to do this way. Do it your way. You know, as long as you've got the basics down, you know, how you decorate a bag is literally up to you. You know, I will be doing a lot more of these bags. My aim is maybe to do 40 to 50 of them. Now that sounds a lot, but if you are doing a few craft fairs, it is better to have a choice, and you don't have to obviously put all 50 out, but if you put a good choice out and if they sell, then you just replace them. I wouldn't replace every single one, you know, if you put 10 out and 2 sell, I would leave that. But if you put 10 out and 6 sell, then restock. You know, because at the end of the day, you only have, you know, maybe 4 or 5 hours to sell your products. So I wouldn't restock, like, unless you have to. I wouldn't restock an hour before you close, because you'll be putting it back away in your boxes. That's just from personal experience. But you can make sure that your table is nice and, you know, still looks full. You just rearrange it slightly. So if you do look at the latecomers, it looks like your table is still quite full of stuff, even though you might have had a really good day and you've sold loads of stuff. Also, if you can, advertise that you take PayPal. It is so easy nowadays to get a little reader, or you know, things like that. Obviously, cheques nowadays aren't a lot of banks aren't accepting cheques in the UK, and a lot of people don't have cheques anymore. But a lot of people don't carry a lot of cash around, so I would highly recommend, if you are doing a few craft fairs, to have a look at the alternatives PayPal payment systems. There is a lot out there. I will look into it, but I won't be looking into it until I've literally booked my craft fairs and I know where I'm going and what dates I'm doing. So that is all 8 of my bags done. Well, to that stage. So the next stage is putting these little strips on. So you just literally, I wouldn't peel all of the backing off, because obviously, because you put washi tape on here, we can use it in other projects. So just carefully peel it off. Now if I get rid of some of that, and then make sure that it is the right way up if you're doing writing. And then you just want to start it just a little bit over your thingy lines. Your back line, your seam, so you don't have like 2 seams together. I mean, literally just pull up your little tape a little bit and just cut it off, and then you can just get rid of that, and then you'll be left with that. You can, in theory, and we can try it, is to cut that little bit off to begin with and see how that works. It might work really well and it might work really badly, but we'll try it together. So with this one, it doesn't matter because there's no right or wrong. And again, I wouldn't take it all off on this, just in case you do have to trim some of it down. No, I quite like how far that is. So that is another one done. So you can do it that way if you wish. Now I know my strips, I've got more strips than bags, so I'm just going to do mine one at a time. And because I know now these fit, I'm going to do them all together. But obviously with the words, you want to make sure that the words are right way up. There we go. So that is that one. Obviously I've got more words than I have on the other strips, which is fine. We can still use these strips in a couple of more projects I want to do on camera, but like I say, I might mix them up so you're not get too bored of the same projects. Not the same projects, but the same kit. And most probably what I'll try and do at the end of each month is do a little show and tell, because some of the projects I'll be doing will be similar, while others will be different. I'm just trying to get the tape up on this one. It's just so super strong. Doesn't want to come up. I don't know where a picky tool is. I don't think a toothpick will work. No. I honestly tightened my desk up, was it last week? And it looks like a bomb site, and I think that's purely because I'm just doing these projects. There we go. Once these are done, because I'm just using one thing at a time, and once I've finished with them, I am putting them away from my desk, so my desk is nice and tidy. And I think that is what I have to do, just to keep my sanity, really. So I just think with having these on here just adds a little bit of a difference to the bottom. Plain bottoms are really good, really nice. You know, if you have a busy pattern, then having a plain bottom will work better for you. Rather than having a, you know, one that takes away. These don't take away from the actual bag. I think these enhance it. Oops. So all these are the same now. So I can do, I've got 3 bags left, so I'll do 3 of these. And then I will have one left over. No, I'll have 2 left over, sorry. 2 full strips left over, and that can be done on something else, which is fine. And then these here can be put to one side and they can be used on something else. So I hope you're enjoying these little craft fair ideas. I've got a few more. Well, I'll have lots. Some will just be show and tells, because if I have to get my sewing machine upon here, I can't really show you what I'm doing, which is a shame, but just the way I have to have my camera. There we go. And then the last two. Now, I must probably do a couple of handles with you on here, and then I must probably do the rest. I will cut out the holes so I can put my embellishments on, but I must probably put the actual handles on, the majority of them, afterwards, because that will take its time. But I will do a couple with you, but I will put my decorations on just to show you. And again, I'm hoping to get these photographs up on Instagram and Pinterest and places. So you can have a look. And there we go. So that is all my bottoms done. My bottom strips. Just go and make sure your washi tape is sat. Okay. Oops. If it keeps on coming off your washi tape, you can glue it down, because obviously washi tape is notorious for that. Okay. With this, you need, I forgot to say, with your handles you need 2 punches. I'm using 1 3/4 and a 2-inch punch. For that, to get your handles to fit, you want to use 1 3/4, because your outer rims are 2 inches. Now, if you want them perfect, then, you know, get that like a piece of paper and then put it on the other side and stuff like that. But I just eyeball mine, and you do this in all of them. So try and get into frame. Like I say, I've tidied my desk, and obviously I've just moved my camera slightly, so it's trying to get to where the camera is. So, like I say, all this is just going on the floor. Going on me as well as the floor. So you just want to, it's less than half of what you want to punch out. I might have to go through the washi tape and just on the very ends put either double-sided tape on there or some glue, or really press it down. Excuse me. There we go. So you can do this either two ways. You can put all your handles on and then do your embellishments. So what I'll do is I'll just put all of these in one way, and I will do two of the handles on camera and put the embellishments on, and then call it a day, so you don't have to see me do the rest of them. But this is how I would normally do them. So I would do them, you know, put all the handles on one, you know. So with my two handles, I've got the darker green as my outer handles and my paler colour as my inner handles. So I get two of my inner handles and two of my outer handles. There we go. And what you want to do is with your inner handles, I'm going to carefully put over some glue all the way around this one, and then with your outer handle you want to put it about halfway, and then you want to pick up your circle very, very carefully and put it in the back and line it up with the semicircle. And you want to pull it up. Now you are going to get gluey. It is the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. And then with your semicircle one, you want to put the gluey side obviously on the front bit where it's got no glue, and then you want to line it up the best as you can with your other piece. Now you can use the same colour on each of these, but I just had cardstock left over and I just thought I would do it for a contrast. Now as these dry, they do get a little bit harder, so which is good. Obviously you can't put anything mega heavy in these. There we go, so that's one. So we just do the other side. Now if you have a silicone mat, this would be perfect for it, so you don't get glue everywhere on your pieces of paper. And again, just pick it up, carefully line it up, and the inside of your bag, get your other piece and line it up. Try not to get gluey, black gluey lines on your project. If you are getting into a gluey mess, just stop, clean your hands and then start again. Now I would leave that like that, and then I would go and do another one, and then I would go back and just make sure that they're stuck together. So I would do one, go back, make sure it's all stuck together, once that's all done, just put it to one side, do another one, go back, check it's all stuck together, type of thing. So that's what I would do. So as this one's drying, I'll go back and check on the one that we've just done. So when you come to squash this one down, it sort of had time to get tacky. So it's absolutely pouring down with rain. I hope you can still hear me. You can tell it's January. There you go. You just want to make sure they're lined up as well. And then, you know, you can go back yourself and do it. So this one's been drying for a couple of minutes. So it's just to make sure that it's all stuck together. You know, so that's how your bag should look like now. And then obviously, you know, make sure that this one's all stuck together. Because your glue's going to get a bit stringy now. Whoops. And see, it's still quite wet, it will just come off. But if I let it dry a little bit longer, it would be fine. There you go. So you just want to make sure if you're doing a silicone mat, make sure you move your mat for your next bit. And then on this one, we're going to do one of each design. And then that will be it. So with the one with the anchor, it will be strong enough with this double-sided tape on the back. There we go. So that is the one with the anchor. So it does look a bit slanted, but it's not, I hope. So that is the back one. And then with this one, you want your hot glue and you want your double-sided tape. There we go. So you want to grab your hot glue. Whoops, a daisy. And then I put mine on the back of my acrylic. And mine comes out really, really hot, so just watch yourself with your glue. Well, I think mine's like an industrial glue gun. And then on the back, you just want to make sure that you don't touch your glue and just position it where you want it. There we go. And obviously, you know, if some comes out, you can, if you don't mind, if you've got asbestos fingers, you can, totally out of camera, you can grab some of that away with your fingers, or you can just leave it. And there we go. So that is that one there, and then that one there. So, you know, if you were going to be selling these, you can do, if you were going to sell them empty, you know, you could do some fancy stacking. You know, obviously not all the same design. You know, you could do some fancy stacking with them. I wouldn't go any higher than that. Because obviously when people knock into the table, you know, it will go off. So, you know, that looks quite fancy and cool. So yeah, so that is my little craft along today, making these little bags. Obviously the rest of them won't take me that long to make. This is literally just putting on the handles and putting down the embellishments, but you know, you can make a good variety of them in different patterns and everything else. So thank you for watching, and we'll be back fairly soon. Okay, thanks now, bye.